Okay, Steve, this is usually the part of the video where I say, Steve, your package arrived today, and I'm going to go ahead and open it up. However, you know that it arrived because you were actually the delivery person. It seems how we live in the same neighborhood, strangely. All right, so I have your box here from the Seiko Service Center. Not so much service, but at least they gave it back to you without touching it, which I think is a good thing. Okay, so let's have a look. All right, lovely jumbo. One of my favorite of the 6000 series chronographs. Absolutely a good one. A really cool one. Okay, so let's take a close look. Do a little assessment here on the bench. Right, well, these are great. And man, full bracelet, wow, doesn't get much better than that. Look at that. I think this is one of the Stellux bracelets, is it not? No, this is a standard Seiko. All right, so let's not focus on that. Let's take a close look at the watch. Okay, so we've got a 6138, and this is the 3005 series. It's from 74, so that's July of 74. All right, and is it running? Let's have a look. Give a quick click. There we go. There's your sweep hand. All right, the nice thing about the 6138s is you can give them a little power into the movement. That looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and take a look right away at the state of the movement by putting it on the time grapher here. A quick look. Okay. So, super clean signal. Looks pretty good. This is a good place to start for sure. Decent enough amplitude. Really, good timekeeper at this point. But these numbers here, this should be around 230 to 250, somewhere in that range. So it's it needs a service for sure. But overall, condition-wise, I'd say movement is actually looking pretty good. It has its ups and downs here, and that was just as it clicked over the minute. You get a little bump there if you don't have a lot of power at the moment. Okay, so let's come back to the bench. All right, so condition-wise, externally, look pretty good. It's going to be up to you what to do with your crystal. Let's go ahead and just get that nice and clean. This looks like an original style crystal. Whether it's the original one for the watch, I'm not sure, but it's got its surface imperfections here, so we may want to switch that out. Your hands look really good. Overall, the loom is really clean on the watch. I notice you've got a little bit of perhaps loom damage, not necessarily damage, but a little bit of cracking on this part of the minute hand right here. Sweep hands look really good. I'm going to wait for this to go around one more go around before I reset it, just to be consistent with my picture of how you're supposed to do this. I can see a little bit of haze on the inside of your crystal, in fact, so that may just be a little bit of recent water intrusion due to moisture and humidity. Probably your seals are pretty much spent. But overall, everything looks really good. I may try and put a little bit on the back side of this hand, just put a tiny bit of binder that holds loom together, just to sort of glue that down and make sure that stays intact. But we'll take a close look and make sure there's not a crack that runs all the way through. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and reset as we get close to the top mark, just to see where your other hands go. And that looks really good. A little slow on the reset there, but that's kind of what you want. Okay, so definitely a watch that was worn, for sure. I'm going to take your bracelet off here so we can get inside the back of the movement. Lots of good grime in there. Wow, look at all that stuff. That's nice. That means this watch was appreciated. Lived a life on a wrist, which is cool. So what I'm going to look for in the back here is under your case back, what kind of servicing marks are there. Hopefully this will come open very easily. We won't have to put it on the opener. So let's, ooh boy, that's what I was thinking would probably happen. Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're not. Okay, we're gonna have to put that on. We're gonna have to open that the old-fashioned way. All right, I'll be right back. So I think we're there. Let's get that off. Cool. All right, let's check and see if this has been serviced in the past. Boy, either a very shy watchmaker or no one ever touched it. So there's no marks in the back of your case. You also have, let's see here, a very, very stuck and very stiff case back seal. Wow, that is a piece of plastic at this point. See if we can get that out. There we go. Woo! Oh my gosh. And there it goes. That is a hard, hard nut. Okay, so that is definitely perhaps even original. However, throughout its life, that did its job, because this is a pretty clean movement. Doesn't ever look like it's been ever fussed with or messed with. It doesn't look like you've had a lot of water intrusion or any water intrusion. Usually you can see it here on the on this ring. You've got a spring here that retains your movement holder, or yeah, the movement retaining ring here has a spring on it that is clamped in place with your case back. And that's generally a mess if you've had water. And your movement is super clean. So I think we're in a good spot. This is a good place to start. And I think that's borne out by the good numbers that we're seeing with your movement to start with, at least in terms of the quality of the look of the signal. Now, ever so slightest amount of lubricant perhaps under that cap jewel there. Okay, so overall, I think we're in a good starting point. We have a really clean movement, a decent running watch that, you know, looks like it's either never been serviced or serviced without indication. We will get started, and I'll send you some information about how we'll proceed from here. But at this point, I think we've got a good watch that's ready to get tuned up. It's going to be a good one when we're done. Okay, thanks a lot, Steve.